All right, welcome everyone. Ryan, do we have everybody in who was
Yes.
in the room? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're going to get started. We have a small group tonight, small but mighty, that's okay. Thanks for joining us. My name is Lisa Pallett. I am Assistant Dean in the School of Education, and we're really happy that you're with us, and we're really happy that you chose Notre Dame. I also advise for the PhD program, PhD and CASE. So I think we're going to go ahead and do quick introductions of other faculty and staff, and then we'll end with Dr. Doherty, who will do her welcome. So Ryan, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Ryan Schaaf. I'm Associate Professor of Educational Technology, and I'll be kind of emceeing this evening. Or I should say just technical support, I should say.
Nope, you're emceeing with me. All right, Donna.
Hi, I'm Donna Schisler, and I'm the graduate advisor for teachers coming back to get their master's degree or postmaster's certification.
All right, Kathy Sipes.
I'm Kathy Sipes. I'm the undergraduate advisor for the School of Ed.
Jean Marie.
Jean Marie Hofstetter. I work with the student interns in the School of Ed.
Marcia.
Hi, I'm Marcia Simpson. I work with Admission and Advising for Graduate Initial Programs. That's the MATs and the ACTs and ESOL students.
Macy.
Hi, I'm Macy. I advise for all of the Maryland and some students at main campus, all of our grad programs.
All right, Catherine.
Sorry, everybody.
Uh-oh. Do we need to come back to Catherine while she quiets her dog?
Okay, you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
My dogs were introducing me tonight. So, so I'm Catherine Bouchot. I am Associate Professor in the School of Ed, and I'm also Chair of Advanced Programs. Welcome.
All right, and did I miss anybody other than Dr. Doherty? Angelo Letizia, who is the initial certification chair, will be joining us. He is currently stuck in traffic. Did I get everybody? All right, Dr. Doherty, your turn.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. I'm sure my dogs will bark very soon, so you'll hear their introduction in a moment. But I'm Kathy Doherty. I'm Dean of the School of Education, and on behalf of myself and the team here tonight, I want to just welcome you wholeheartedly to Notre Dame. We are so excited that you are here. Although we're a small group today, you will be joined by a larger group of your peers starting classes in the next week or two. And I have to say that we're delighted that you have selected Notre Dame, and we want you to know that we are 100% committed to your success, hence the team that's here with you tonight to tell you about programs and services that are available to you. But I also want you to know that you've made an excellent choice for the next step in your educational career. Notre Dame is a small program, and because of our size, we're the largest program at Notre Dame of Maryland University, but we're a small institution compared to some of the larger state schools. So that allows us to be flexible with you, to know you by name and not by number, to be able to work with you in a way that meets your needs, your individual needs. I can say honestly that everyone here tonight cares very much about your success as you move forward in the program. And we're committed to that success. So please feel free to put us on speed dial so that you're able to reach us if you need to. We want to be able to answer questions quickly for you and keep you on the path to success. We are in spite of being a small institution, we're one of the largest providers of certified teachers in the state of Maryland and the region. And we have the largest number of programs in areas of critical shortage. So we are, we take our commitment to Maryland schools very seriously and to our students. So welcome. I know you'll learn a lot tonight. If you still have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. Many of my students have my cell phone in their phones, cell phone number in their phones, text me regularly. The same with the advisors and the faculty as well. They're available to you as a student. So ask any questions that you need to ask tonight, and we look forward to sharing the next steps toward your completion of your educational goals. So Lisa, I'll turn it back to you.
All right, and I'm actually going to turn it over to Ryan, who is going to introduce our library folks that are here with us, right?
Correct. So I am going to introduce Kate and I think Kate and
Hey,
Kate. Kate and Kate, two Kates. Welcome, Kate.
Thank you so much from Kate. I hope it's okay from both of us. I'll go ahead and I'll share my screen real quick. Are you all able to see the screen? It should be a picture of the library building. Yes, fantastic. Okay. Thank you so much for having me here tonight. I'm so excited to talk to you all about library resources. My name is Kate. I'm a librarian at the Loyola Notre Dame Library, and today I'll be going over a very, very brief introduction of some of the services. Oh, I have some tape on my hand. That's a little louder than I thought. Some of the services that are available at the library. I'll start with the top 3 things that you need to know, and then go into a little bit of detail about the library website. But overall, it's going to be very brief today. You will have a librarian come into your class, one of your research classes later on in your program, that will help you a little bit more about more research at the library. That person most likely will be Kate Newton. Kate, could you give a little hello or a little wave? Thank you so much, as she is the education specialist at the library. Just so you're aware, our library serves the communities of both Notre Dame of Maryland University and Loyola University Maryland. Both campuses can use all of our resources and all of our services. There are 4 floors of available spaces to study at the library. If you're visiting, please remember to bring your ID. You just need it to enter into the building. The study spaces include quiet floors, tables, individual carrels, as well as reservable group study rooms. So this is the first thing you need to know tonight. The second thing you need to know tonight is some of the technology that we have at the library. So we do have an innovation station at the library, which includes makerspace technology, such as a Cricut maker, a laser cutter. We've got a button maker, which is oddly one of our most low-tech items that is our most popular. We also have 3D printers, a really high-tech sewing and embroidery machine. We've got a virtual reality classroom and a recording studio. This fall, we'll host some virtual pop-up classes where you'll be able to see the makerspace technology in action. So some historic or some previous classes have included learning how to laser engrave a photo, designing and 3D printing a keychain, an introduction to ArcGIS. We had a class last year called Learn to Knit, as well as a class called Designing for Social Media with Adobe Spark. So all of the technology is totally free to use. We do have some trainings and some additional information on the library website, so I definitely recommend exploring it and checking that out. The last thing that I want you to take away from tonight is how to get help. There's a bunch of different ways of getting in contact with us. You're more than welcome to give us a call, send us an email, but our chat service is something that I think is really unique and really special, and that's because it's available 24/7. So what that means for you is if you're not at the library, if you can't come to the library, if it's a little bit later, sometimes I tell students, if it's 3 a.m. or something of the sort, there's always somebody available to help you. So the other day I had like really bad phone issues. I don't know if you all have ever tried to chat with like AT&T or Verizon or anything like that. Has anybody tried that chat? A couple people, yes. I got really frustrated because it was a bot on the other end where it kept suggesting, there was like only a couple of selections to choose from. Like, did you want billing issues or troubleshooting support, which I did not want any of. What I mean to say from the story is that it's always a human on the other end. It's always a librarian who has access to all of our resources and has access to a lot of great research training. So definitely want to recommend chat. Another option, if you need something a little bit more structured or a little bit longer, is we do have one-on-one appointments with a librarian. So that's where you can meet with a librarian for help with things like research assistance, developing a research question and determining the scope of your research, identifying appropriate tools and search strategies. And we do these in person or over Zoom as well. So they're a little bit more flexible, but also a little bit more scheduled. So I'm going to quickly move along to some online library resources. I've transitioned over to the library website, which is located at lndl.org, and this contains resources and services to help you with your studies and your research. The search box in the middle of the library website here is where you can search for books, ebooks, articles, and newspaper articles. I'll do a really quick example search. I'm going to search for the Baltimore Orioles because sometimes I can't remember what to search in a pinch. If you're searching from off campus, you'll need to use your Notre Dame username and password at this point. And as you scroll through some of the search results, you'll see a lot of books are coming up here. And you'll notice that some of the books are at the Loyola Notre Dame Library, so like this one, but some are at other libraries as well. So we've got a University of Baltimore here, UMCP, which is University of Maryland College Park. This is because we partner with 17 libraries in Maryland through a system called USMAI, University of Maryland System and Affiliated Institution. I can only say it in one breath or else I don't get it all out. These are libraries that we partner with and share books with. In addition to the USMAI libraries, we also partner with libraries all over the world through a system called Interlibrary Loan to get you books, but also articles and book chapters that we don't have here at this library. Another thing that I want to point out when you're searching on the library website, if you find an item that you like, I know this is a book, but this is the case if you look at an article as well, and you want to save your resource, what I really recommend is instead of saving the URL at the top of the page here, this is not a stable link. Instead, come down to the bottom right corner and select permalink. This permalink, or like I like to think of it as a permanent link, this is a stable resource. This is a stable link, and it will always lead you back to this page where the URL at the top of the page is not stable. It will lead you back to an error message. Something I always like to tell new students or new faculty and staff as well. So just want to make sure that's emphasized. Lastly, I'm going to go back to the library website real quick. If you're unable to come to the library to pick up books, you can access the information in some of those books by requesting PDFs of chapters or articles through Interlibrary Loan. We can only request, I think, about 10% of the book or one chapter through Interlibrary Loan, but it's a really great way if you know that you need a book to get access to that information. If you have any questions about this process or any other library services or resources, please reach out to me directly, reach out to other Kate. We made it pretty easy for you today. Just go to the library website, look up Kate, and either of us will be able to help, or you're more than welcome to chat with the librarian on the library website. So the chat box down here in the bottom right corner. So that's just about it from me today. Does anybody have any questions about anything I said or anything else of the sort?
Don't think so. Thank you very much, Kate, and thank you, other Kate, for coming as well. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Have a good one.
Of course. All right. So I just wanted to share a little bit about IT information. So you should, once you're enrolled as a new student, you should be getting an email, and maybe you have this already, a Notre Dame email address. We do want you to use that for correspondence. Course instructors will be using that. Ryan in a little bit is going to talk about Brightspace. So a lot of times when we teach courses, we send messages to you straight from Brightspace, which will go to your Notre Dame email. And we know everybody has lots of email addresses already, but get in the habit, get it on your phone so that you use that Notre Dame email address. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention, and so you should be getting your username and password, and like Kate mentioned, it's the same one that you'll use for the library as well. And then the other thing I wanted to mention was self-service. You should also be getting information about that, but once you, and you've probably through the application process dipped into that a little bit, but that's how you would register for courses. You would go to self-service and you would be able to click and see what courses are offered so that you can register. If ever you have any issues with registering, that's where you can contact your advisor. We are at the end going to have breakout sessions where you'll meet the advisors and be able to talk to them a little bit. So if you have any questions for your specific advisor, you can hold them until then. Okay. So next, Catherine is going to talk about just a little bit about the School of Ed handbook. Ryan did also post in the chat box the link to the student orientation Google site. So this is where we'll post this video. And this is where a lot of the information and things we'll talk about are posted. So that could be a reference that you might want to bookmark. So Catherine, I'm going to turn it over to you.
You're muted.
I forgot I was still muted from my dogs. Brian, do you have can you share your screen, or do I need to share my screen?
You're more than welcome to share your screen.
Okay. All right, hold on a second. See if I can do that.
Brian just posted the link again.
Can't find it. Desktop one. Hold on, everybody. I can't seem to share it. So can I just talk about it?
Yep, Brian, do you have it up?
I can just chat about while he's getting it.
Just give me a minute. My dog is like howling in the background, but I'm
No
opening
worries.
up.
I'll just chat a little bit. I just wanted to talk about a couple of the highlights that were in the handbook. It is on the site that Ryan is posting. The full handbook is there. I just wanted to point out some things that are going to be important to you in terms of coursework and things that you'll see a lot. The first thing was our conceptual framework, our RSVP framework was their principles that were developed by the School of Ed faculty they're basically dispositions that we embody as professors and instructors, and that we look for you to also embody and espouse in your coursework. And the R stands for research, being consumers of research and highly effective practices. What was the R? What's the S? Service. Sorry, I don't have it in front of me, so I'm just pulling off from this memory. So one never knows. Service, vocation, and practice. And so they're explained in full in the handbook, but you'll see them a lot in your coursework, and sometimes you'll be asked to reflect on them as well in your coursework. I guess another big piece is the honor code. We are bound by the honor code in your coursework. So you'll see, what the honor code is, and that you'll be asked to on your assignments, your documents, that there it is. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. At the very bottom of your documents, you'll sign, I hereby affirm that I have neither given nor received help in this exam, paper, or assignment, and you sign that. So that is something that will be expected of you as well. There was hold on. Can we go back to the RSVP, Ryan, so we can just show them really quick what that was?
He vacated.
He vacated. Okay.
He had to get his dog, I think.
You had to get, I understand. Believe me, I understand that. The other piece was the e-portfolio policy, otherwise known as chalk and wire. You will be expected to acquire a chalk and wire account. So basically your e-portfolio, you'll have one for your general coursework and additional portfolio depending upon your program. But this is really kind of keeping track and documenting your progress from start to finish. And it also allows us to do our internal accreditation and evaluation process. So those are the major highlights. But again, the handbook can be found in full on the website. Am I missing anything else, Lisa?
Right.
Okay.
No, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right, Angela, would you introduce yourself and then tell us a little bit about the academic calendar?
Yeah, hello. My name is Angelo Letizia. I kind of do a little bit of everything here, but I work mainly the social studies. I prepare social studies teachers. I'm the social studies methods instructor, and I work in the doc program teaching some history and philosophy courses. So if you go, I'm going to share my screen and I have it up. Actually, let me make sure everything's good. Okay, so make sure. There we go. Where did mine go? I just had it. Hold on. We'll go. Well, actually, we'll do this together. So, you know, a lot of times you might have questions about, you know, when is graduation or when is this due, when is drop ad, that kind of thing. So online on our website, the academic calendar is published, and so you can go through it. I think the easiest way is just hit search and then academic calendar, and then it comes up right here, and then you can go to the most recent. Now, I will say it can be a little cluttered at times, but if you sift through it, it does give you all the important dates that you need. So, you know, August 29th, that's kind of when everything starts, full term begins. And some of this terminology, I think, will become a little more, you know, you get a little more used to it as you're in the program a little more. But, you know, there's some really important dates on here. So I tells you, you know, drop ad when you get 100% back, when you get 75% back, right? If you were to drop a class or something like that, withdraw from a class. Now, granted, like I said, it can get a little cluttered, but it does it does give you all of the important dates here, and it goes all the way for the entire year. So it'll tell you when grades are due, when break starts, when classes start up again, you know, when the Thanksgiving holiday is, when, you know, when we go on winter break. So again, I mean, I don't have to read them all, but if you just go to academic calendar and then go to the most recent, it is it can be a really important resource for you just to kind of know, you know, get an idea of when things are. You can also, if you go just to the website, there's like a little quick and easy one. If you go to School of Ed, you go to news and events, you can hit events or annual events, and they'll have some of the things, like we have specialized lectures or things like that. But that academic calendar gives you every single thing for the entire year up until next August. Lisa, did I miss anything? Is that what you want to talk about?
No, sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I will also mention, as we talk about, Angelo talked about the academic calendar. When you register for courses on self-service, you know, look carefully there at the dates so that you know if it's a full term. We do have full term, we have term A, we have term B, we have term C. So there are a variety of terms. So look carefully at the start and end dates for that. And then the other thing you'll notice on there too, if it just has a start and an end date and it doesn't have a day or time or a location, then it's asynchronous. If it has a day and a time, you know, so it says Mondays 6 to 8 p.m., then you're expected to meet synchronously during that time. So it would probably be via Zoom, although your instructor will be in touch with you about that. If it has a location listed, a classroom location, that would be an in-person session. And if you ever have any questions about that, you can always reach out and ask your advisor. All right, Victor, did you have a question related to that?
Yes, good evening. I want to start first of all by saying thank you to Dr. Dorothy for guiding me through this past week. Everything of mine came in late, so it's like I had to meet with her. But today I got this email that says register for classes and stuff like that. And then when I went to that link and clicked on it, all I'm seeing is fall 2022, 2023. And then it says pharmacy, and then it says something and something. It does not show me anything about education. Where am I supposed to see my, is it counselor you call them, or
Advisor.
Advisor,
Right.
before anything works for me?
So it might be just because you're so new in the system. So, but we'll look into it. And at the end, we're going to do breakout rooms. Dr. Doherty and I will be with you in a room, and anybody else who's PhD or case. So
Okay.
we'll talk about that a little bit more and see. We can see and look at exactly what you're talking about. Well, once you do get accepted into the program, sometimes it takes a little bit of time, like, you know, you can look tomorrow and check and see, and it might be ready. But yeah, we'll definitely take care of you.
Thank you.
Okay, of course. All right, so next on the agenda, Donna was going to talk about a few just kind of details.
Sure. So student ID cards, you can get them in Rice Hall, which is the computer tech lab. And you use that ID card to get into different buildings sometimes, to put money on to use in the copy center downstairs. So the document center is the next thing, and that is in the basement of Caroline Hall. And Rice Hall is directly behind Caroline Hall. But in the basement of Caroline Hall, there's a post office that is open during the regular work hours, where you can either mail things or buy postage stamps. It's also the document center if you need to have something printed that you want to request them to print for you in color or different sizes, things like that. There's also copy machines in the basement that you can use if you put money on your ID card, then you can use your ID card to pay for that. You need a car sticker, and you get that from security. There's a desk on Caroline Hall on the first floor, the entrance, and you can get a car sticker there. If no one is there, you can get one in the basement in the security office. So you put that sticker in your car, and that allows you access to park in the different specified parking places around campus, and parking is free. Okay, so the security is located in the basement, and they offer different things for you while you're on campus. They have the blue lights around so that you know that there's emergency things there. They have campus vehicle help if anything happens to your car after hours. If you call campus security, they will come help you. They have a lost and found. They have lockout services if you accidentally lock yourself out of your car. There's monitoring. They offer escorts if you're ever afraid to walk to your car. If you're staying late after class or whatever, you can call them and they'll come escort you to your car. They have 24 patrol officers, 7 student public safety aides. Some of the students that are in our criminology program work as their internships and stuff there with security. So fall and spring semesters, they have a minimum of 2 patrollers and 1 dispatcher. Okay, so they wanted us to know that they are here all the time. If there ever is a medical emergency, they do want you to call 911 first, and then alert the security desk that you've called for that, so that they can help get the service vehicle to wherever you are and have called for the emergency. Okay, so once you become a student here, you can also access on the website a place where you can get alerts. So if the campus is shut down because of snow or weather or electrical failure or anything like that, they will send a message out via your cell phone, and you can have a text message for that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Donna.
Sure.
So a lot of the details Donna shared had to do with being on campus, and we know that a lot of you are, doing remote classes, either synchronous or asynchronous. We do have a beautiful campus, so even if you're not taking classes on campus, hopefully you can stop by at some time and see us. It is really recommended that if you want to meet with a faculty member, if you want to meet with an advisor, to make an appointment in advance, just because often we're in meetings. Like, for example, tomorrow, I know we're in meetings all day long, and so we want to be available when you come by. So just, reach out and set up an appointment. Okay, I see Joshua has a hand up. We are getting ready to break out into breakout rooms. Joshua, do you think it would be a good question for your advisor, or more of a general one we should talk about here? Oops. And Joshua, I'm not hearing you. So maybe a tech issue there. So at this point, I can't hear you. So I see you're talking, but I can't hear you. So let's maybe you can work on your tech issue, and then you can ask the advisor in your breakout room. All right, Ryan, are you able to set up the breakout rooms?
I just need to know who goes into what room. Because it was I didn't want to do them ahead of time in case people were and weren't here.
Okay. So do you have the 4 rooms?
I will when I
Pause.
know who goes into where. So Josh, are you with us now, sir?
He's
I think,
with
I
me.
think
so-
so. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
All right.
So
thank you.
do you know who your advisor is, sir?
Donna.
Yes, Dr. Schisler's the advisor.
Okay.
It was a general question. I apologize, but it can wait.
Okay. I'm sure Donna can answer it. She's a pro.
Yep. Okay, so Erica Jackson,
Yes, I'm here.
do you know who your advisor is?
Donna, I believe.
Mhm.
Okay, no problem. That was Erica. Let's see. There we go. Gail, Den.
Yes, I think it's Marcia Simpson, correct?
Okay. Gail. Thank you. Nicole.
I
Spruce.
believe it's Marcia Simpson. I believe it is.
Nicole, excellent. And Victor, I believe you're in the PhD program, sir?
Yep.
Okay. Let me break everybody up into these.
Yes,
groups.
sir.
Awesome, thank you. Just give me 1 second. So. Okay, so for room number 1, let's have that be Donna Schisler. So that would be Joshua and Erica. Could you join room 1 with Donna? And dogs are barking again. With Kathy and Lisa, that would be Victor. Why don't you go ahead and do room number 2? Room number 3 is Marcia, Gail, and Nicole. And let me open the rooms right now. Oh man, maybe I didn't do it automatically. Oh, sugar. Okay, let me just manually do it. I'm fired. Okay, so room 1. Says it's in progress. Can everybody see the messages? It says it's in progress.
No.
No, it hasn't given
Sounds
us
like on my end, sorry.
Okay. Let me try it again. Sorry.
Thanks, Ryan.
Let me try to do a sign. Okay, so sign. So room 1, we'll do Donna. And Joshua and Erica. Joshua. And Erica. Okay. Let me do. There and there. Okay, so next is Kathy. assigned to 2. And Lisa assigned to 2. And Victor assigned to 2. Oop. Okay. I'm sure we'll go to 3. Gail into 3. Nicole into 3. I think that's everybody that needed a room.
Ryan, can I be put in room 3, please, with Marcia?
Sure. Give me one
And
second.
also,
Yep.
Jean Marie, will inundate Marcia. Joshua's still here without a screen.
He just hasn't joined his room yet.
Okay.
Let's see. 2, 3. Side to 3.
Thank you, Ryan.
No problem. And Jean Marie, I'm sending you to 3.
Thank you.
Ryan, I'll go in 1 with Donna.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Angelo, would you like to go anyplace, sir? You're muted. Sorry.
Wherever Jean Marie is.
Okay.
Hi, Kathy.
Marie, I think, is in 3. 3. And Kathy.
Well, I mean, there are 4 people in that room, so I'll go if you want me to, but I don't know. I think
You
they
can
kind of
stick
have it
with me.
covered.
It's no big deal. I have an Avonda that just joined. Avonda Lambert.
Do we know what program?
Nope, I'm about to admit her in and ask her.